of the creek. Charlie was chopping wood in the low paddock. The rolling green hills and the basin of valley, the damp, grassy smell. I dreamed that George, the baby, was splashing in the creek and went under, that when I pulled him out his skin was blue. I screamed, and Charlie came running with his axe, his sun-flayed face furious and his arm swinging, and I held Annie in front of me for protection. He would not hurt one of his own. When I woke, my nightdress was wet. Mama was saying my name. She touched my face. I knew from the sound rather than the sight or feel of it. The sound of her rough skin brushing my own. "Are you hurting?" she asked. I was looking after Sid, only he was George still, and I let him drown." "It was just a dream of home. Hush now." She did not remind me that he was gone, dead. Her blurred face hovered above me in the moonlight. I no longer saw the skin, the mottled and the bronzed, the thickening of the earlobes and nostrils. I heard her climb back into her bed. "Sleep, Alice. Morning is not far off." Let me stay asleep then. Let me drown too. Home is a strange word for a place I have been away from nearly all my life. For Mama, Jiggy is home, the place where she was born and her two babies. But for me, this is home, this walled prison between the hospital and the sea. Our cottages, the stony, sandy soil from which we have eked a garden, the flowering coral tree, the melon patch, my oleander bushes and arum lilies, our wisteria, which breaks into pale blossom for a few weeks in spring. The ocean wind kills a delicate flower. We have learned to grow the hardiest breed. Jiggy is so much bigger, in my memory at least. There is the house where the 7 of us slept, 5 children in a bed, the outdoor kitchen, the dragoon birds and carpet snakes, the muddy creek where we bathed and swam and fetched our water, washed our clothes. The creek was a puddle in the dry, and flooded high and brown in the wet, banks slippery with mud which stuck to everything. The rushing sound when it was high drowned all noise, even the scream of the sulphur-crested cockatoos. In dry spells, I sat on the flat stones, warmed by sun, and the sound was only a trickle, like water poured from a jug. It was this creek I crossed to go to the Jiggy school. The first day of school, Gran and the little ones waved to me once I reached the opposite side. Hunter's face scrunched from crying because he was 2 years behind me and he wanted to go to school too. That feeling of happiness, despite my stiff frock and my dirty feet and the drying creek water and tightening mud on my legs, I nearly ran the whole way. To be off on my own, to be free. That feeling faded as soon as I entered the schoolyard. There, I learned that my family name marked me. 2 pink-scrubbed boys, the Faber twins, came up on either side of me and each yanked the end of a plait, then screamed that their hands would fall off. They were boys who rode ponies to school, who had shoes. No one would sit next to me when we took a seat at the wooden desks with their smooth tops and inkwells, their hard benches with names carved in them. We learned reading, writing, arithmetic, history, geography, and scripture. The books, at least, did not despise me. In the yard, the boys played marbles and the girls hopscotch, except for me. I had no older brothers to fight for me. I fought for myself, coming home with hair missing from my scalp, long red scratches on my legs and arms. "You only need one friend," Gran said, kneeling by the wood stove, blowing on tinder till it caught.